So, if you haven't heard, Cyberpunk 2077, the guys at CD Projekt Red have finally released the gameplay. Today they had a stream going on, and I think I kind of read about it somewhere on my phone, but I couldn't watch the stream at that point because I was at work. So after work, I eventually got myself to, watching the gameplay. And I watched it here on IGN, and I'm just gonna say to you, this game has actually surpassed my expectations based on what I've seen. So, everybody has heard about, The Witcher 3, but I'm just gonna say, in my perspective, some of the best things that I know have actually come out of Poland, and they are Robert Lewandowski and CD Projekt Red, because these guys are actually very dedicated about making video games. And I was kind of worried about first person in this video game. I'm not a big first person, game player, to be honest. It's not my style of gameplay, but I have played some first person shooter games that actually pulled me in. Far Cry 4 was the first Far Cry I played, and it's the only Far Cry I've played till now, and that game really pulled me in. I spent a lot of time playing that game. In my opinion, about 60 something hours, which was big for a first person, shooter game for me. But after seeing Cyberpunk 2077, I just have to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is got to be very ridiculous. I mean, the game looks polished from, the gameplay footage that we have. So let's just, let's take things for what we see. But so far what I'm seeing here, it's got the RPG elements. It's got an RPG shooter. It's a looter game. I'm playing. I mean, just from basically, what we've seen. Now, the only thing is how long we're going to have to wait. But let me share my mind and let me share my thoughts and some of the things that I've seen. So a game like Cyberpunk 2077, what CD Projekt Red is doing is it's tapping into two of the kinds of immersions that are in video games. There was a scientific study, a psychological study that was done a long time ago. Some of the data and some of the details may be, I don't know, they may be outdated or something, but the study actually shows that it showed back then when it was done that there are actually two major kinds of immersions that video games actually, employ. So one of them is a challenge-based immersion, and the other one is an imaginative-based immersion. Imaginative-based being story mode, all that stuff. Challenge-based being, where the game actually provides some difficulty. Now, lately, or even since then, video games have actually blended both of them. Some games do it very well, like God of War. If you want the story, you're gonna get the story, and you're gonna get some, some fair challenge in the combat. Like the Valkyries are not gonna just, let you just do what you want in the game. So games are blending those things very well. But in this game, they've actually employed a lot of the challenge-based, gameplay, and then with the imaginative aspect, what they've done is they've actually created an RPG where the dialogue and decision-making actually now plays, into a role in the game. So it's a brilliant way to actually do a first-person shooter to make it more immersive. Now, even with the first-person shooter, as you see, it's supposed to drag you and draw you into the world. And I'm just going to say that the way they've actually presented that first-person shooter mechanics, that also adds another level of immersion. So, the article is old, and so they probably are not accounting for the, the different things now that are being employed in immersion in gaming. But I want to say that on record, this game actually does a good job in pulling you into it. Now, the thing is, I don't know if a lot of people are going to be, if the playability is going to be easy, but now that you have the PS4 Pro and you have the Xbox One X, those might be the consoles that play this game, because it might get downgraded for, PlayStation, the regular PlayStation 4 and regular Xbox One. But one of the fun things that I'm happy about is I saved my GTX 1070 that I bought for very cheap. I was going to flip it, but I thought about this game. I said, then when this game comes out, I'm going to want to play it in some really high quality. Now, the GTX 1070 is kind of a mid-ish range graphics card, or for some people, it's probably a high end, but I was lucky enough to pay under $300 for it. It was a military dude that sold it to me because he didn't need it anymore. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited about, actually getting my hands on this game right now, to be honest. And I just want to say it's a work of art. The developers have not overhyped the game. Yes, a lot of people have hyped the game just because, they're a reputable company. But really, they've been more measured. At E3, now I see why they didn't want to, put this game out during E3. I think they wanted to make sure that this game could get all the attention that it needed. Because E3 is a crowded space. Everybody is there. Everybody's looking for something new. And I think the reason they showed journalists was actually really good. They set themselves up. And here you can see the game, the dialogue, gameplay, shooting mechanics, a lot of the action combat. To me, it's refined, it's clean, it's polished. The world is broken. It's like a, cyberpunk world, but it's not dirty. It's actually
cleaned up. It's very good. I mean, the chaos has some kind of order to it. If I don't know, man. When you see art, you start using random, difficult, contradictory words, but that's just exactly what we see in this game. So I'm gonna watch the trailer again. I'm not gonna do a reaction video or anything. I don't think that's even necessary. I mean, the reaction is mine, and we probably haven't seen the best parts of the game. But I will say for sure, for this game, for me to say I want to play a first-person shooter game, well, either my expectations are just super low, or this game has actually pulled me in, and I would veer toward the latter. This game is showing me that you can do a first-person shooter, and you can actually do it very well. So I'm really excited. I hope to see, more of what the developers actually have to say. In fact, there are certain aspects of the game that just make it a genuine RPG, but they also leave the story to run. Like this mission that's showing, I was hoping this mission would actually get to a portion of my video, and I have to talk about it. There's a part of the mission where they're actually trying to approach some enemy NPCs, and the NPCs are actually higher level than you are. Now, you could try to take them on, or you could actually follow through and actually go a non-violent way for the mission without trying to, shoot the NPCs or going guns blazing, but just follow, the game and the dialogue. And I see a complex web. I see a complex system for thousands and thousands of hours of gameplay in here. So this is a game that I think, if it follows this pattern of what it's seen, and based on the analysis that I have, and based on the analysis a lot of people are going to have, I think you find yourself on a few thousand hours of gameplay and even replayability. So, since you can play as a male or a female character, that might have some story dynamics to it that are also different. And so, guys and girls, we have a good game on our hand, man. I mean, on our hands, a reputable developer, one that doesn't necessarily want to, be greedy, that already has things going on for it and has, a community that's around it and setting the expectation, really high. I saw a comment. Somebody said The Witcher 3 established CD Projekt Red as a real AAA, gaming company. This game is probably going to seal that position for them for like another 10 years. So this game, I think it's a decade-old game already, I mean, God willing, we live to see it. 2028, man, people are going to be playing this game and saying, oh, look at one of the great games that has come out, because apparently all these other AAA companies don't really know how to make a video game. So CD Projekt Red, good job. Keep teaching them. Show them what to do and let them take notes. Thanks very much for listening and watching. I appreciate your time and your audience. If you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button and the notification. I'll be dropping more videos about what's going on in the gaming scene. Thanks once again, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Peace.